A lot of people ask me what I use to create my short films and travel videos. This is sort of like an official gear list. A few things that I want to say before I begin showing you my gear. Number one, a lot of this gear was accumulated after I used the Rebel T3i, an entry-level DSLR for over 6 years. I knew the camera in and out. I then did something stupid, don't be like me. I used my university savings to buy a complete new set of camera equipment. I think I am now at a point where I have all the equipment I need to create videos. In terms of what camera you should buy, this video is not to say that you should go out and buy exactly the same gear as me. I'm just trying to show you what works for me. At the end of the day, there is no perfect camera out there. There's always going to be new cameras coming out that have different specs. So my advice is that you do a little bit of research, you watch a few videos, and then you make your decision for yourself. The more time you spend looking for the perfect camera, someone else is out there creating with what they have. So the body of my camera is the Sony a7S Mark II. And there's a few reasons why I really love this camera and why it fits for me. Before, with the Rebel and the Canon series that I had, after 3200 ISO, I had a bunch of grain. This camera is a beast. You can go up to like 32,000 ISO and barely get any grain. So it's really beautiful to work with artificial light and cities, and its amazing dynamic range with its picture profiles and yield beautiful results. I use picture profile 8 with CINE 4. It also has 1080p 120 frames per second. I also use the Metabones adapter because I use 3 Canon lenses. They're my 3 main lenses. For travel filmmakers, for instance, there's 3 main lenses that I know that a lot of people use. Number one, it's a wide angle zoom, usually like a 16 to 35, 2.8. I can't afford that, so I personally use this lens, which is a 20 to 35, 3.5 to 4.5 discontinued lens that I found on eBay for like 200 bucks. Really good if you want really super wide angle shots. Perfect. The second lens this is a lens that everyone should use at some point. This is the 50mm 1.4 or 1.8. I have the 1.4. This is such a beautiful lens that I don't use as much as I should. 50mm is such a good focal length. You can use it in APS-C mode, so this 50mm lens can also be an 85mm lens. This is one of my favorite lenses, even though it's really wide. It's a ROKINON CINE 24mm 1.5 with manual focusing. Really beautiful lens. The lens flares are really awesome. My go-to lens for sunset. For drones, I have the DJI MAVIC Pro. This is actually my second one because if you see my video of my trip to Mexico, I brought my drone there and I kind of crashed it into the side of the mountain. I don't have any clips of it, but it was pretty sad watching the video feed and my drone battery run to 0 as I couldn't save it. But I got a new one. I don't use it as much, but when I'm traveling, this is such a great lens that can fit in my camera bag with all my equipment, so it's such a perfect travel tool when you want to get beautiful aerial shots. Next up, I want to talk about stabilizers, and this is probably the most slept on item in my camera equipment series because I don't talk about it a lot, but it's helped me so much, especially when I first got it and started using it in London and Wales. For the longest time, I was using a glide cam. It gets really tiring and hard to carry the weird structure of the glide cam. So ZHIYUN Crane, the owners of ZHIYUN Crane, actually sent me the first model of the ZHIYUN Crane. I didn't know much about it at first, but when I started to use it and start to learn to use it, I practically use it all the time because I have the most shakiest hands. And this thing is such a lifesaver. You can put a quick release mount on it, balance it for one of your lenses, and you're good to go. Like, it literally can fit in my bag even without disassembling it. Any of these new electronic stabilizers are so good because they do the work that a glide cam can do, but it's so much more versatile and small. For tripods, I use this Manfrotto travel compact tripod with a ball head. This thing is so small, it's so sleek. You can put it under your camera bag, you can tie it to your camera bag. It's just the perfect tripod to travel around with, especially when you want to do time lapses or hyperlapses. A few other miscellaneous things that I keep in my bag at all times are a hard drive to transfer files if I ever need to, and this is pretty important. It's a power brick. I use it for my phone that always dies. I can also use it to charge my DJI remote, or you can actually charge your Sony a7S Mark II with a battery brick if you forgot to charge your batteries. So it's pretty good to keep handy with you. Another important aspect of film and creating videos is audio. More importantly, the way you capture audio and the way you portray audio. I don't think people focus enough on audio, and this is where microphones come in. So So I don't use this often, but it's a Rode VideoMic Pro that I can use if I ever need to talk to the camera. But this piece of audio equipment is really important. It's a Sony condenser microphone, usually used to like record speeches and people talking, but I always keep this handy with me whenever I'm going to certain places and I want to capture raw and real audio, especially sounds that you can't really recreate in post. And I kind of want to jump into sound and music in another video and talk more in depth in it, because a lot of people are always interested in how I create my sound, how I create atmosphere in my videos. So, you know, if you're interested in that, comment that down below and I'll be sure to make another video on that more in depth. But yes, having sound is really important. Finally, I want to talk about my camera bag that I use, especially when I'm traveling. It's something that kind of looks low-key, but it has a lot of cool compartments to store things in. This is the Eve case. It's really dope because there's straps at the bottom to put a tripod. There's some few compartments up here to put SD cards and power bricks and stuff like that. The top compartment can run all the way down on the bag. It has a laptop sleeve in here and a little compartment in here to put things. And finally, what's cool about this bag is where you put the camera. It's so low profile that you can't really see it. Zip this, bam. There are compartments in here for your camera, for your drone, and that's where I put most of my stuff. So it's super low key. When it's zipped up, you can't even recognize that it's a camera bag, but this is really awesome. It's by Eve Case. Yeah, I really love it. So that pretty much wraps it up. That's what I use to create my travel films and short films. This video is not made to discourage anyone. I honestly believe whatever you have is your best equipment. If you're looking to upgrade and you see anything in my camera equipment that might suit your needs, then go for it. All the links will be in the description below where you can buy any of the items that I have. I'm gonna be making a lot more on how I create and some tips and tricks, because I really do want to engage with you guys and help you. With that being said, I'm working on some big projects that I'm going to be releasing. I'm trying to upload a lot more, and I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace!